Good morning. Let's take a look at completing the meeting minutes assignment. So I'm just going to walk through the first one, but this example will serve for the other two as well. I've already advanced to the meeting minutes folder within our course's Blackboard site. I'm going to scroll down till I see our first meeting minutes example, which is, it's called the Center's Meeting Taking Video. And this is where a little group of people pretends to be working for the what are they called here? The Fair Threads Company. And Samantha is our leader, and she introduces the other people on the team. You have to pay attention to what their names are, and just remember that the point of taking minutes is that you're capturing the important discussion and action items of the meeting. Okay, so I'm going to pull up on the screen the template that I've given you. It's very common in organizations that all admins use the same template for taking minutes. An organization wants to have sort of a systematic process for keeping minutes because people will switch teams will dissolve and new teams will be formed, that team reports have to be given to managers and supervisors, and so by using a consistent template, then people know what to expect out of their minutes. Templates are also very useful as the minute taker because they tell us then what we're expected to make note of. So what I want you to fill in, this is the one that I have for you on Blackboard. Open it up in Word. What I want you to fill in is the date, time, and location. As I mentioned in the Blackboard instructions, you'll fill in that information for when you're watching the video because in the meeting they don't tell us the date, time, and location. So you'll fill in that information. I also tell you who's our meeting organizer. That's Samantha Mason. This is a team meeting. And then there's other types of information that are not talked about specifically for our meeting, but are here on the template. For example, we have a note, or we have a heading of facilitator. And Samantha doesn't introduce herself as the facilitator, but as you watch the meeting, you get to understand that she's the one leading and facilitating this team. So you would put Samantha's name for facilitator. Now, note taker, that'll be you. Sometimes they're called meeting minutes. Sometimes they're called meeting notes. You're the person taking the notes or the minutes, so put your name as note taker. Then our next one is called timekeeper. No one in this meeting is identified as the timekeeper. So in this slot, what I want you to type in is N/A for not applicable. That notation indicates that you attempted to figure out who was the timekeeper, but it's not applicable to this particular meeting. It might be to another group. It's in the template for a reason. So you don't want to not make an indication because that might appear as if you just forgot to make note of it. So you always want to put NA for anything that is on the template but not applicable to your meeting. Okay, and then fill in the attendees. They each introduce themselves, so make note of that. The please read and please bring are often given on these templates because they will be used also as the agenda template. So I'll let you decide what you should put in for those two. If you have any questions, you can email me. And then as the team discusses various points, there's an overarching topic to this particular meeting. It's about working from home. There's a couple of subtopics that they talk about. I'll let you decide how you should divide that up. So overall, the team talks about the implications of allowing people to work from home. So as the minute taker, you get to decide, does all of that fit under one agenda item? For example, they talk about, well, certain people can't work from home because their job requires them to be in the office. They also talk about how having people work from home might have insurance implications. So you'll decide how you want to sparse that out by if it's all under one heading or if you want them to be subheadings. And then, of course, under the discussion heading, you need to capture the main points. Remember that your minutes are not a transcript. If people wanted a transcript, we would just record meetings. People don't want a transcript. Your job is to record the important parts of the discussion. Okay, so that's the discussion. Enter any conclusions. You'll see as you watch the team, they do come to some understanding. They recap at the end, and they give assignments. People have things to do. There's action items. So pay attention to what those action items are, who has to do them, and then what the deadline is. And of course, in our meeting, they don't give any specific dates. So think about what they talk about when that work is to be done. So try to fill that into your best of your ability. Again, if you have any questions, you're welcome to email me. And as I mentioned in the other video, I highly recommend that you watch this video more than once. That's why we're here. No one's expected, well, we hope no one's expected to be perfect at minutes the first time they do it. So watch the video again. You'll notice that you'll get better. You'll start to see the little nuances and be able to pick up on things. I actually recommend that you watch it 3 times and then do this same thing again for the next meeting. With the 3 women discussing how they're going to use a scheduling software, and do this again for the village board meeting. And watch my other video and then email me if you have any questions at all.